So if they ask you what he said in the meeting, what went down, I want you to say the 2 words. Flat out, he just said I'm coming. And everybody know what that means when that comes.
NANI?
Dynamite.
I did that show segment to piss a few people off because reaction gets you action. But this right here is nothing more than pleasure for me. I want you to know that, first and foremost, let's take it from the top. What's up, everybody? My name's Hero. This is the Identity Booth. I want you to know, first and foremost, I am here for the action. The action that Coach Prime is making, coming and bringing with. I want to state a few things here. After spending 3 years at Jackson State, Mississippi, one of the poorest cities in the country, with one of the poorest schools in the country, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, after winning 2 conference championships, has decided to take his talents to the South. And a lot of people asked me what my thoughts was, because I was a big person who said Deion Sanders is swag. And that fact hasn't changed. Drop a bomb. He's still swag, y'all. If anything, he's giving you a blueprint. He has shown you the way. But the sacrifices that Deion Sanders has made to play, or to coach rather, at Jackson State were far and many. No one talks about how he took a salary cut to suffice the payment for his coaching staff. No one talks about how the stingy boosters didn't want to come through. No one talks about how he got them from wearing Russell cleats to wearing Nike. Got Snoop Dogg down there. In fact, I'm being bougie. I'm being reckless. People do congratulate him for that. In fact, the organization congratulated him for that on his way out. Coach Prime did what everyone who ever said they want to get up out the hood did. They did the work, they did their time, and they on their prime. Clap it. There's no negative story here. If someone's saying that the only people who are saying he should have stayed at Jackson State are people who are okay with complacency. Could you imagine being the big fish in a little pond forever? Those type of people are boring, and that's why they probably never amounted to anything. And in fact, dare I say, the few people that I saw saying dumb shit like, oh, he should have stayed there because he made a promise, didn't really amount to anything. They didn't really grow past anything.
Step into
Deion
other
Sanders has
HBCUs.
spent the last 35 years telling us there ain't but one Deion Sanders. And now he's telling us go find somebody else to do what Deion Sanders does. You can't have this both ways. I don't judge him for taking the job at Colorado.
Yeah, you do. That's clearly what you're about to do, Bomani Jones. You're about to sit here and judge this man for taking the job at Colorado. Nobody in the history of their life has ever been at their job and put on an A+ record and been given a better opportunity and said, no, I'm going to stay at this worse opportunity because they need me or they want me. I'm pretty sure there's some one-off ones. You could do it because of family, relationships, whatever. But if you're truly looking to self-improve, you're going to have to take those opportunities.
Probably increase his salary by something like 15 times, right? I totally get that. It all makes sense. But what he did was something that college coaches do all the time, which is you have to sell people 4-year, 10-year plans when your plan is always 1 year at a time. That's the only way that you could really pull that off. And so he came in and he sold a long-term vision.
First off, can we just clap it off? The only black coach in the Big 12, in the Pac-12. I love the diversity right off top. I love the diversity right off top. I don't understand how this is a bad thing. The kids at Jackson State are going to be okay. the kids at Jackson State are going to be much better than what they were. And I hope those freshmen, sophomores, and juniors were listening. 3 years, I hope they were absorbing that shit. If you were a freshman when primetime got there and you're here, you're still there as a junior, one, you better hit the transfer portal. Two, I hope you learned something. Learn something to move that culture forward. Because for all that alpha male bullshit, Deion Sanders is really exhibiting this dominance. Look at how he has disrupted this community that wasn't very friendly to the black community. Black people have started to be, how do you say this? At least if you think about the quarterbacks in the skill positions, they in all positions, honestly, black people are starting to get bought out of these positions, head coaches and stuff like that, because there's no way to bolster your resume. What a lot of people are upset about, honestly, if I'm being real, is that they didn't have the balls to do what Coach Prime did. He took a bet on himself. He didn't want to be anyone's assistant. He didn't want to be anybody's yes man. He wanted to go in and set a program straight. And he knew all these other schools, the FCS schools that are a little lower on the ranking, but aren't at the bottom tier of the SWAC schools, weren't going to let him in, even with his name and title. Now he has a record with a few championships by his name. And if you think that they're not going to be competing for a playoff position next year, you're out of your goddamn mind. Clap it. Alabama is panicking. And just to show you the prime effect, all I did was type in his name in the header. Let's just see all these videos of every kid and every person posting their videos now. Their videos. Like, kids are actually like saying, no, I'll come. I'll come there. I'll come play for you, bro. That's what they're saying. That's wild. That's the prime effect. We love it. Right? But what I love more than anything, and the only reason why I'm even doing this podcast tonight, is the speech that he gave to these players. Now, in my life, I have been fortunate enough to be coached, be in the presence of greatness. And it was very few rare times where it dawned on me that this is a life-defining moment. I hope regardless of whichever kids in this room, because all these kids in this room aren't going to make it. This room will look extremely different next year. But for the kids that are there, who will make it, it is because they heard what this coach just said to them. This is about a 3 to 4 minute clip, and it's going to be ground. Just listen to this man. This man has a plan for a kid. And there's a part of me that says that I don't know as an adult if this is a dude that I would be like fawning over. But then again, from a coaching perspective, this is what you want. This is what you want your young men thinking like. This is what you want your young men doing. This is what you want young men being. He, at one point, and I'll stop the video, he has this room so shook. And the one true leader, and I believe the one true player who will probably make it out of this cohort, posed the question. But he has them shook. That's pressure. You know, in the Luffy, in the One Piece universe, they have this thing called haki. It's the aura, your presence. And it's so strong. It's so strong, it causes people to pass out. It causes people to faint. It causes people to not have control over themselves anymore. This is the greatest form of haki I've ever seen in my life. And now I know that these things are grandiose truths. Let's hear what Primetime has to say.
Not to be amongst the rest, but to be the best. I'm coming. I'm flat out coming. This is real. This ain't no ESPN or this ain't one of the networks you just happen to see me on. I'm right in front of you. You know why? Because I'm coming. I'm coming to restore, to replace, to re-energize some of y'all that are salvageable. I'm not gonna lie, everybody just sit their butt in the seat, ain't gonna have a seat when we get back. But I'm coming. I started, and we're gonna go dominate, and we're gonna work. I'm coming to work and not to play. I'm coming to kill it and not to kick it. I'm coming. So you gotta understand, so when I get done.
This is all off the dome. This is all off the dome. This is a man of passion.
Right? Ain't gonna be no hats, no meetings. Ain't gonna be no hoodies on and no meetings. Ain't gonna be no phones. I wish you would bring a phone in my meeting. Ain't gonna be no earrings in the meeting. Everybody's gonna look like everybody. I'm coming.
When he said there's no hats in the meetings, ain't no hoodies in the meeting, no earrings in the meeting, I think that part of not letting players have an identity is a little bit of restrictive, as each player is their own individual self. And the uniform is what makes them unified. But you can't make people all the same because people just aren't all the same. That's just not how it works. So I think he lost me on that message. But to be unified in one sound, one beat, one sound, I get that for this team. Especially a team that has no unification. They were 1-11.
It's going to be a different place, a different feel, a different attitude, a different energy, a different work ethic, a different want, a different hunger, a different desire, a different need.
And I peep game. Look back there. Remember he said, ain't no hats in the meeting, right? Look at this dude in the back. Some people will get it. This dude in the back right here, he has a hat on.
No meetings. Ain't gonna be no hoodies on and no meetings. Ain't gonna be no phones. I wish you would bring a phone in my meeting. Ain't gonna be no earrings.
Watch this dude back here. Takes his hat off.
Everybody. I'm coming. It's gonna be a different place, a different feel, a different attitude, a different energy, a different work ethic, a different want, a different hunger, a different desire, a different need.
That hat came off.
Capacity. It's gonna be a different reach. I'm coming. See, by now you better feel it. You can feel what I'm saying. You can feel where I'm coming from. And you know I ain't playing because I got the credentials to back it up. I'm coming. And you're gonna hear me. Because it's gonna be little silent little footsteps that you don't even have to strain. But you're gonna know I'm coming. Just the sake of my voice, the commitment to excellence, that there's not gonna be any more mediocrity, period. I'm coming.
Have y'all ever heard that rap battle against Loaded Lux and Calico, where he just keeps saying to this man, Loaded Lux keeps saying to this man, you gonna get this work? It's one of the greatest rap battles I've ever heard in my life, and it's just a definition of a man taking a boy to school. Here is a man taking a bunch of boys to school, and they gonna love it. And when you see that video, come back and watch this video. This is gonna be your favorite line.
Some of y'all that really got it, that really want it, and really deserve it, and you gotta play beside a fool that don't want it, don't deserve it, they don't even love it. I promise you, it's my job to get rid of it. Come.
Here's something else that I'd like to point out, because this goes right along with the whole, this in this day and age, there's a lot of emphasis being focused on men who aren't being seen in public. Primetime asks the question, what makes you worth being visualized? What is so special about you that makes you think the world should pause on your behalf? Do you feel in charge? Do you feel because you're in a room full of powerful people, you automatically scale to them? You don't. But look at how he's the only person in a suit. Man, y'all can't. If you don't understand how powerful this is, what a stance this is. just keep watching.
I love everything about this institution. I mean, the academics prevalence, no crime, beautiful city, beautiful stadium. We've never had nothing of sort to work out in, to trade in. Our kids would go absolutely crazy to be in the situation that you're in. But you don't respect it. Okay. You don't want it. Okay. Some of y'all don't even think you deserve it. I'm coming. And usually when God sends me to a place, he sends me to a place to be a conduit of change. I'm coming. Uniforms may not even look like they look now. I'm coming. The things, I guarantee you it's going to be some special. I'm coming. We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me. And it's Louis.
I'm bringing my luggage with me, and it's Louis. Oh my God. Damn. Just go enter the transfer portal right now. I just know if Coach Prime was my coach, I'd be a different man right now. Because baggage is usually seen as a negative in our culture. If someone says you have baggage, that's not good. My man's just said, I have baggage, and it's Louis.
Okay. It ain't gonna be no more of the mess that these wonderful fans, the student body, and some of your parents have put up with for probably 2 decades now. I'm coming. And when I get here, it's gonna be changed.
Some of these kids are so shocked. Like the look of dread on their faces. I've never seen a more focused group of people.
So I want y'all to get ready to go ahead and jump in that portal and do whatever you're gonna get.
Wow, he's telling them, go get in the portal.
Because we bring kids that are smart, say that, smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. One more time. Smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character.
Like a motherfucking seasoned fucking choir on Christmas Day. You couldn't get this level of compliance if you tried. My God. Can I just say?
At first you had my curiosity, but now you have my erection.
This man.
Holy shit!
God damn. Hey.
That's the ones we're going to get. Is that you?
Stunned. Some of them will wake up here, but not fast enough. These men are intimidated. Dare I say scared. And that's okay. That's okay. When you've never been in the presence of real, you find out very quickly where you rank. He's on an 11 scale out of 10.
Is that you? Yes, sir. 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 So how bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want this? What are you sacrificing right now to substantiate that you really want this? What are you surrendering? What you giving up right now? These folks still playing football and we in here in the darn meeting.
Damn.
So obviously there's a problem, right? Yes, sir. I'm gonna fix it. So if they ask you what he said in the meeting, what went down? I want you to say the 2 words. Flat out, he just said, I'm coming. And everybody know what that means when that comes. Not only am I going to show up, but I'm going to show out. Now, I'm through with mine. Let's get to yours. I'm here on the spot for any questions. Yeah, quarterback is coming. Yeah, about 10 more of them coming. And they dogs. And they gonna hunt and they gonna eat. Anything else? This is your opportunity.
They're stunned. Like, they're stunned. They don't. And the weird part about it, I remember when my head coach replaced my positional coach and how upset I was. And the thing that I told him in the meeting was he should have come to me first. You should have come to your star player and told me this in private first. And he was taken aback by that. But then I told him, what would you have done if I decided not to play this week? Because in his mind, he thought I played football because I wanted to go to the league. I played football because of the feeling I got from my team and my support. And you took away my support. And it dawned on him that very second that the only thing that was keeping me at my school was the community. If the secret had ever gotten out that there was more community out there for me to have, I would have never gone to UAPB. I just fell in love with seeing people that look like me. But I love how he's right now, the interview, the thing that these young men haven't realized is that the interview process is already started. The interview process has already started, and I don't think any of them are aware of it. And that's what Coach Prime is here to do, to make them painfully aware of it.
Don't get outside and start talking when you got me right in front of you. Let's get it over with now. Anything you want to say? It could be a question.
We got a brave one. I love it. We got a brave one.
Yes, sir.
What position coaches are you keeping?
What position coaches am I keeping? Probably not.
Brain.
Right? It's going to be one of the best staffs you ever seen in summer. They coming. Best recruiting staff you ever seen in summer. They coming. A bunch of go-getters coming. I just met with several to 10 powerful boosters that's ready to give. But I told them I want these kids.
Is it just me, or do you think that he could be a rapper too? Because I think he could have been a rapper. I love this on so many levels. It speaks to it. And I'm going to go on the record right now and say that whatever Pac-12, they're going to win it next year. And if they're not in the top 10, if they're not in the top 5 for the playoff run next year, the season was a bust. And that's not me putting high expectations on Deion Sanders. He's Deion Sanders. Expectation is the norm. You heard it here first. I do want to talk about the ripple effect this is going to have, though. Because Deion Sanders being able to go in and this article basically talks about how the portal for in the last 24 hours has gone crazy. Crazy in a good way. So crazy that players from Alabama, the #1 running back from Alabama, is in the portal right now, talking about what's up, Prime. Deion Sanders says all he needs is a few good linemen, and he could take on Bama. Bama's licking their wounds right now because for the first time in a long time, they're not going to be in the playoffs. And the first time in a long time, Alabama proved that even a good cod can bleed. If the rules aren't changed because of this, I don't know what's going to happen. But I would say this. Deion Sanders has shown us the way. If you're a coach who thinks you're of the caliber of Deion Prime Sanders, prime time, if you think you're on prime time, go out to one of these HBCUs, Alcorn, Mississippi Valley, the Golden Lions, Texas A&M, Texas Southern. Go to one of these HBCUs 3-year program, flip it around, win 2 out of the 3, and go earn your bag. Clap it. Deion has given you the game plan. It is up to you to improve it or use it. But if you don't do one of those two, don't be surprised when you lose it. I am thoroughly, I never used to be this fascinated in college football, even when I played, but there's something about this man. And I'm fawning over him, but it's something exciting about seeing a man come in and change a group of kids who look like me. Because I went to an HBCU. Like, people look at me and say, damn, you do so well for yourself. And like, how'd you do it? And I say, my HBCU raised me. Pine Bluff made me. It's a wonderful feeling. I'm excited for him. Clap it up. I can't wait. He's still swag. And don't you forget that.